Good evening and welcome to All Care Field at Badger Stadium on the campus of Arkadelphia High School for this evening's 4A South Soccer District Tournament, the conference tournament, the semifinals between the Arkadelphia Lady Badgers and the DeQueen Lady Leopards. The winner of this match will advance to the girls' championship match on Saturday afternoon at 1 p.m. here at Arkadelphia High School. The loser of this match will prepare for next week's 4A state tournament in Batesville, as both of these teams have qualified for the 4A state tournament by virtue of their first-round wins. Arkadelphia got a 6-1 win over Nashville, and the DeQueen Lady Leopards defeated Malvern at home on Monday evening. Good evening, everybody. This is Chris Babb. Glad to be here with you. And we're going to be joined by David Maxwell, the Arkadelphia High School principal, as the Arkadelphia Lady Badgers and DeQueen Lady Leopards prepare to take the field in what is a beautiful evening in Arkadelphia. If you're not in town, this is the first time we've seen sun for a 2-hour period, David, in the last probably 3 days, but it is a pretty night for soccer, and the Arkadelphia Lady Badgers will try to advance to the championship match on Saturday. Beautiful evening.
And I hope they get to play.
Yeah, who would have thought that, looking at the forecast a couple of days earlier, this was supposed to be the third match of the day. Earlier this afternoon here in Arkadelphia, it was supposed to be the girls semifinal and a boys semifinal between Joe T. Robinson and Pulaski Academy. It was actually a doubleheader. The Joe T. Robinson girls facing the Lady Bruins of PA, and the same matchup in the boys. But with the weather, tournament officials decided to go ahead and allow PA and Joe T. to play their matches tonight in Little Rock. They wouldn't have been able to play this afternoon either, because around that time was when Central Arkansas was experiencing significant thunderstorms, tornado warnings, and everything. And so those two teams are playing right now, getting ready to kick off in Little Rock. That match being played at Pulaski Academy between PA and Robinson. And with that match and this match, the winner will advance to the championship match. And a little bit different this year, that no consolation match in the tournament. This will be the only match for the loser. They're not playing a consolation match. The conference coaches and athletic directors decided that they would just go ahead and use the seeding to qualify for next week's state. So the winner of this game will either be 1 or 2 next week in the 4A state tournament from this conference. The loser will be the 3 seed from the 4A South tournament. But Lady Badgers are headed back to Batesville for the state tournament.
We've been there before.
That's right, just last year.
Yeah. Lady Badgers on this drive, I call it a drive, please excuse me, football terminology coming out, but they've really moved the ball well and kind of kept DeQueen out of off the offense.
DeQueen comes into the match. It's a tough matchup for Arkadelphia. DeQueen comes into today's match with an 14-2 record. They finished 8-1 in the 4A South Conference. Arkadelphia 9-4-1 overall, 5-3 in the conference. Arkadelphia the 3 seed, DeQueen the 2 seed. Pulaski Academy is the 1 seed in this tournament. So the Lady Badgers trying to avenge a 4-0 loss the last time these two teams met. That was on March 28th here in Arkadelphia. A 4-0 win for the DeQueen Lady Leopards, and they got 3 goals from the young lady taking the corner right now. She had 3 goals, 3 of the 4. That on this corner goes wide right, and Arkadelphia will have it on the goal kick. But that is Sarah Victoriano. She's a sophomore. She leads DeQueen with 45 goals on the season. And that's just what was entered into Max Prep. So, it could be more goals than that, but Arkadelphia will definitely be looking for number 10. She's right in the middle of your screen right now, covered up nicely by Faith Ocello. Olivia Dixon is the leading goal scorer for Arkadelphia. She has had 2 hat tricks in a row for Arkadelphia, had a hat trick in the last regular season match at Mena, and then she also had 3 goals in the first-round win against Nashville. Olivia, a junior, will be returning. A lot of young players on this team.
A lot of young players.
A lot of girls that saw that state tournament action last year in the first round at Lyon College. Obviously, being in Batesville, the state tournament, there'll be several different fields being used, and that's going to be a busy place next week with baseball, softball.
Yeah. So softball's there as well.
Baseball, softball, boys soccer, girls soccer. I believe there is also a Mark Martin car racing event somewhere in Batesville. So if you are planning on making a weekend in Batesville, you might want to get your hotel room in Memphis right now.
Yeah. Again, the Lady Badgers have moved the ball well. They've kind of kept it out of their defensive end.
Take a look at the offense. Lindley Lowry. Look at the players on the field for Arkadelphia. Faith Ocello, Sumner Herkamp, Asia Jenkins, Elizabeth Rodriguez in the defensive backfield, Mary Jane Adame, Gabby Wimpy, Olivia Dixon, Ariana Gutierrez, Caroline Bennington. The offensive side, and Rebecca Warner, the junior keeper for Arkadelphia. She'll have her work cut out for, I believe, if the stats were correct from the previous match. Not only did Victoriano have 4 goals, she also had 16 shots. So
that'll keep a keeper busy.
I looked at that a few times because I said that can't be right, but we'll see if.
Well, Rebecca's a 3-year in that position, and she has played some pretty good goals this year.
Yep. See Sumner Herkamp, number 22 there in your screen. She and Faith Ocello, 2 of the seniors on this Arkadelphia team. Speaking of, anytime, you start getting to soccer postseason play and baseball postseason play, softball postseason play, you know that graduation of that corner comes across. And
great save.
Good save by Rebecca Warner as Arkadelphia couldn't quite get it out. But shot on goal is saved by Rebecca Warner to keep us scoreless 5 minutes into the first half. You go back to what we were saying. It's kind of like baseball. You got a little bit of time to talk about things, but when you're doing, but you start talking about postseason play in the spring, and that means the end of school is near and graduation is near, and it's a busy 2 or 3 weeks here at this end of this calendar.
And we're specifically busy because we have we start our AP testing season next week. For 2 straight weeks, we'll have at least 1 test a day with multiple kids involved. Right. And
I was talking to Nancy Mortensen, the GT coordinator and one in charge of the AP testing at the high school, talking to her Monday, and I just remember the last 7 years, one of her most stressful times is trying to figure out which tests are going on which days and which athletes might have to miss from state tournaments, as Gabby Wimpy tries to get it across, as Gutierrez and Mary Jane Adame were there in front of the net.
Well, since we've been here, we've always had that problem. We've had somebody in a state tournament doing something.
That's one of those good problems you don't mind having.
That's right.
Unless you're the one having to pay for the makeup AP test.
Well, we get over that pretty quick. We like our kids taking these academically challenging classes.
There comes Victoriano, but Asia Jenkins does a nice job of not letting her control the ball. No offense, David, but, the last time I was up here, it was Will Cervantes who was standing in your spot and had that headset on, and for some reason, I think his soccer knowledge might just be
it's a whole lot more than mine, I can assure you.
It's a whole lot above the combined of both of ours. But we're glad that, one of the things we tried to do this year is live streaming as many events as we possibly could. Obviously, we can't get to everything. As Rodriguez takes kickoff and out off of the back of her calf, and it will be a throw-in for the Lady Badgers. As we do have lots of families that have in our district that have lots of grandparents, aunts, uncles, whoever it may be, living out of town, out of state, who can't necessarily make it to every event. So we're glad that people will be able to tune in, whether it's live or whether it's later on our YouTube channel, APSD APSD-TV on YouTube. We're glad to be able to bring these matches to you, games, matches, children's musical programs, whatever it may be. Glad that you're able to watch.
Well, we've got stuff.
That's right. We've got a lot of it. Nice pressure by Mary Jane. Caroline Bennington to ball to Gutierrez. And Wimpy are try to get an offensive drive going, but the Queen defense is there to get it out to midfield.
There we go.
Close. Thought we might have had a potential there for an offside, but no offside was called. Ariana Gutierrez gets the shot just high, so the first shot attempt on the evening for the Lady Badgers comes from Ariana Gutierrez, easily mixed up with her sister, number 5, Alexandria Gutierrez. Kind of happens when you're twins, doesn't it?
Yeah, and I still don't know which one's which.
So the first shot attempt isn't a shot on goal, but it is a shot. An opportunity for the Lady Badgers. Gutierrez was just high.
Lindley on. Ooh, good shot. Good save,
good
shot.
By the Queen keeper. Got shot. First shot on goal for the Lady Badgers comes from Gabby Wimpy on the pass from Caroline Bennington. So 2 offensive attempts for the Lady Badgers. Foul is going to be called on Faith Ocello. Faith, one of those seniors, and David, I know that you've been around here. Obviously, this will be your 10th and final graduation at Arkadelphia High School. As we hate to see you go, but understand that home call sometimes. You'll be the principal at Mena High School next year. Obviously, my situation obviously a little bit different as well, getting ready to leave. So, kind of two of those who are won't be here, but this is what I was getting at before I went into that is that you see these students grow. You see Mary Jane Adami with a chance, and the foul is going to be called. No, they called offside. The far assistant, the AR on the far side, called offside. Boy, the Queen quickly got it going again.
They don't waste any time.
No, the near AR was signaling for an offside, but he did lower his flag. Rebecca Warner decided to kick that one back out without.
Yeah, and that's one of those things. The wind is kind of blowing against our defense, and we got to be careful with it, floating those balls up in the air.
It'll be a goal kick for the Lady Badgers. Rebecca Warner will see that, but maybe we can finish the thought now. You see these students grow. Obviously, you see them from 9th grade through 12th grade, and obviously some of these we know from maybe not in school, but just from around town. But I've had the pleasure of seeing a lot of these kids since the 6th grade. You see the students grow both physically, mentally, emotionally, and it's just good to see students like these seniors that are out here on the field being able to have good wrap-ups and finishes to their high school career.
Yeah, and this group of seniors as a class, they've been amazing. Classroom, athletics, band, quiz bowl now.
Yep.
Just a little bit of everything, and the sky's the limit for this group.
Little misplay there by Asia, but Victoriano is not able to control it. Sumner Herkamp gets it to midfield to Dixon.
A little hard.
Gutierrez couldn't quite control it, and so therefore the ball goes back to the Queen. Their defenders really show they like to just boot it and let their speedy wings catch up to it.
Get rid of it.
Elizabeth Rodriguez does a nice job of shielding the Lady Leopard and letting that one go out. It'll be a goal kick for Rebecca Warner. DeQueen, a traditional power in both boys and girls soccer, cross country as well, strong girls basketball program and softball. And this is an old opponent but new in the last few years since the Queen has been a 5A school. Nice job by Gabby Wimpy of maintaining possession as she and the defender for the Queen, Cristo Quadra, were on the far sideline, and Gabby was able to kick the ball off of Quadra's legs. Oh, out of bounds. A lot of contact there. The foul is going to be called on to Queen as the defender got up in the back of Gutierrez a little bit too strongly. And Olivia Dixon will have the kick. Not a great angle. Nice job, Mary Jane, just on the backside. Couldn't quite get a foot on it. And the Queen will have possession. It will go back to Arkadelphia as the Queen tried to get a little bit tricky and go around Mary Jane. That was Kenya Martinez. Tried to go around Mary Jane, but it went out of bounds. Now, there's Victoriano. 3 Lady Badgers around Victoriano.
That may not be enough.
Yeah. Cannot lose.
Number 10
on the field. As we mentioned earlier, if you're just joining us, the last match between these two teams, that was on March 28th here in Arkadelphia. Victoriano, the Queen won 4-0. Victoriano there with the ball had 3 of the 4 goals. A lot of shots, and foul's going to be called on Arkadelphia. Victoriano trying to spin around the shoulder of Sumner Herkamp. You couldn't ask for much beautiful of an evening.
It's a beautiful afternoon.
And I think it would be beautiful even if we had good weather this morning. Still good weather. Victoriano's going to take it from deep. That's going to be wide right, and Rebecca Warner is going to let that one go out of play and set up the goal kick. Caroline Bennington there in the middle of the field. Challenged by Faith Ocello. She gets control of the ball. The Queen trying to put pressure on the Lady Badgers. As we mentioned, the Queen comes into the match with a 14-2 overall record. They were 8-1 in the 4A South. Ocello trying to get something going. And the Queen gets it out of there. There's Victoriano. Look ahead. Rodriguez for Arkadelphia is going to try to get to that one. Nice job by Elizabeth.
A lot of bumping going on down there.
It's going to be a throw-in for the Lady Badgers. Thought that Denise Tellez, the midfielder for the Queen, might have been able to get around Rodriguez, but Elizabeth did a nice job of shielding her. Ball goes out of bounds, but then the throw-in goes, I don't know if that ever got inbounds.
Don't think it did. Yeah, it must have. They hit it.
My eyes deceived me on that one, as I must have been tipped by a Lady Leopard. So now Caroline Bennington will get the throw-in for Arkadelphia. Arkadelphia in the white, the Queen in the black. No score. Almost midway through the first half in the 4A South Conference Tournament semifinals. Both of these teams will represent the 4A South in next week's 4A State Tournament in Batesville. Game matches, I assume, will be played at Lyon College and at Batesville Southside High School, and I think they had some at a Batesville City Park.
Yeah, it was City Park,
well.
I believe.
I know the Lady Badgers played at Lyon College.
Yeah, 2 years ago we played at the City Park,
right,
when it got rained out.
And unfortunately, the forecast, the 7-day forecast doesn't look good. The Queen, Victoriano, she's going to have a chance. Goes off the back line, and Arkadelphia will have another goal kick. This is not this weather and in this time of the year with postseason play is not the friend of tournament organizers. The 4A, I think every one of the regional baseball and softball regionals that were scheduled to start this morning were postponed. Faith Ocello goes to the right side, gets it up to Wimpy, but it was too far inside. And the Queen able to get control, but Lindley Lowry, that's a hard.
That's a good one.
It's a hard one for me to say. Going to have a handball called on the Queen, but every regional, I think, around the state was supposed to start today. Baseball and softball. Caroline Bennington will take this one 40 yards out. You know, we saw her score one of these, one of the first matches of the year. It may have been Mina, a strong kick. She's going to have a chance. The Queen's going to, a little bit lackadaisical save there.
Yeah, that one almost rolled over the fingers.
Strong kick from Caroline.
Well, maybe we get that same kick in the second half with the wind.
Yeah.
We have a chance at it.
There's Victoriano. Rodriguez does a nice job of shielding just enough to allow Rebecca Warner to control the ball for Arkadelphia. Yeah, here we are sitting in Arkadelphia playing soccer and baseball, softball, nowhere around the state was played today in those regionals. And a lot of times you don't want even though you might be able to get a couple of games in,
you mess up a rotation in
baseball, softball.
Yeah.
But luckily we're able to get these soccer matches in by splitting it up like decided to, allow both semifinal matches to be played tonight. As Faith Ocello will take it after the foul. Missed opportunity, or some opportunity for the Lady Badgers. Mary Jane Adame, but a nice job by Natalie Martinez Rosas. I had the number wrong. I just wanted to say the name. That was Daniela Salazar, who did a nice job of keeping the ball from Mary Jane. Now we're going to have a one-on-one, a touch from Rodriguez, and here comes the speedy Victoriano. Nice job of hustling back by Asia Jenkins, and Asia's going to control it and get it out of there.
Asia's got a little speed of her own.
Three defenders back, Ocello, Rodriguez, and Asia Jenkins. And here's Victoriano again from the right side. Nice save.
Nice save. Good shot on goal. Nice save.
Got to tell the angle. That was – luckily there was not a lot of trajectory on that one because Rebecca Warner is looking right into that sun. Nevertheless, it's a good save by Warner, her second, I believe, and we're still tied just over halfway through the first half. After this match, the Queen, well, here comes another opportunity for the Queen. Nice job by Rebecca Warner of diving out in front of that one. You can't breathe too easily, though. Now you're going to have a corner from the Queen. They're going to continue to put pressure on you. You get one save, and you got to come right back and be ready for the next attack. And now Victoriano will take the corner. She had a corner from this spot earlier and didn't quite ever get it in bounds in the field of play. Mary Jane Adame will stand there. Ball gets through, and the Caroline Bennington's able to get that one out towards midfield. Just that quickly, it's right back in the hands of Rebecca Warner. After this match, the Queen's boys team will play Mina in a semifinal match. The winner of that one will return to Arkadelphia Saturday afternoon for the boys championship at 3 o'clock after the girls championship. One of these two teams will be there, and right now it's anybody's match. They will face the winner of the PA Joe T. Robinson match that's going on right now in Little Rock. The PA the favorite there. Handball called on Lindley Lowry of Arkadelphia. DeQueen really wanting to set up quickly. Try to catch the Lady Badgers with their backs to them. Lady Badgers do get set up. And Victoriano's attempt.
Oh.
Just over the outstretched arms of Rebecca Warner. And that is the first goal of the match for DeQueen. It's 1-0.
But she just
put
she
it
knew
right,
what she was doing.
right.
She put that one right at the
Just
bottom
right
of the
where
bar.
Right where she wanted that one.
The horns
Subs
are out.
onto the field for Arkadelphia. Haley Nix comes in. Looks like we have Alexandria Gutierrez also on the field. That may be the only. There's another sub that I missed. Ocello, Herkamp, Caroline Bennington come off.
Lindley's
Lowry
coming off.
is coming off in favor of Maddie or Kinley Green.
More
Maddie,
twins. More twins.
They're killing me. Couldn't remember which one was playing, so that's Maddie Green who comes on. Kimberly Moreno also onto the field for Arkadelphia. You saw her there in the middle of the field. So 4 or 5 subs, a little bit warmer than it has been. There's a quick push forward.
Opportunity for some fresh legs.
Rebecca Warner secures that one, gets up to midfield, where Olivia Dixon and Mary Jane will wait for it. Sorry about the camera there. Olivia Dixon, Gabby Wimpy, and Mary Jane Adame. Forwards for Arkadelphia. Jenkins does a nice job of stepping in front of that one, but it'll be a Lady Leopard throw in. Haley Nix gets control of it, and Mary Jane Adame keeps it from going out of bounds. Asia taps it out of bounds. It'll be another DeQueen throw in, and they are wanting to go quickly. Illegal throw in. They said she threw too far up the line, so the assistant referee will scoot her back and have Kenya Martinez take another attempt at the throw in.
Kind of glad she did that because it was wide open.
2 players marking Victoriano. That is, nice job of getting that one across by Victoriano. Rebecca Warner comes right in the middle of them and snatches the ball away, gets it quickly out to midfield looking for Dixon.
Oh, come on, talk to each other, ladies.
Here goes Mary Jane Adame is going to give this one a run, but DeQueen does a nice job of getting to it before Adame can control, and now the Lady Leopards are on offense again. Here's Victoriano. That's a big touch there by Rodriguez. If that gets through her legs, Victoriano has a one-on-one with Rebecca Warner. So it'll be a goal kick for the Lady Badgers. Skipped right over. That ball skipped right over her head. Mary Jane was wide out. I don't know if she's going to be able to catch up to that one or not. She's not, but it will be a throw in for the Lady Badgers. Flick ahead.
It was Raina Rogers in the middle there.
Yeah, I said that was Gutierrez. It's family. They're cousins.
Okay, they're cousins. At least I think it is.
No, that is a.
Is that a good?
That is the other. That's
the other one.
That is Ariana.
It's too far for us to see that.
Alexandria Gutierrez, number 5, is around midfield. Ariana Gutierrez, the forward, is in the field of play right now there. Mary Jane Adame tried to flick it to Dixon, but now Victoriano has it on the left side. Lady Badgers do have 5 players back, but Victoriano is able to get past Green, get it to the middle. There's nobody there. Moreno is going to try to get that one out. Ooh. Going to have a handball called on Arkadelphia. That was Alexandria Gutierrez. Here's Victoriano again. She had one from a very similar spot. She tries to do the same thing. Oh, in the corner of the goal. Wow.
That's her range. Most definitely her range.
So 2 goals on the day for Victoriano, both from about the exact same spot on the field, same situation. That was about as far out of the reach of a keeper as you could put it. So 2-0 now, 12:37 remaining in the first half. Olivia Dixon will come to midfield for the Lady Badgers. The throw in for Arkadelphia. Substitution, they'll stop play for a substitution for DeQueen. Skinny gold numbers on black jerseys are not easy for me to see, but it looks like it might be Yatsari Dominguez replacing Estefania Rojas. She's the only other player that has scored for DeQueen against Arkadelphia. Victoriano had 3 goals in the first match. Rosas had 1. Now Victoriano has 2 in the first 30 minutes of tonight's match. Mary Jane's got a chance down the left side. They're going to give a card on that one. Stop the clock. She says, who, me? A card on me?
What'd I do?
That'll be a card on sophomore defender Crystal Quadra. Actually, no. That is, Crystal Quadra. She's going to have to come out. Now Arkadelphia has a chance with Olivia Dixon.
A little better angle of the right-footed kicker on this one.
Reset our clock to match the match clock at 10:59, 2-0. Dixon will take this one. Oh, that's going to be a corner for Arkadelphia.
That was right there.
Dixon was right over the head of the keeper. She punched it up and it hit the football crossbar. And so, therefore, it was signaled out. It would be a corner for Arkadelphia. That would be Gabby Wimpy taking the corner on the far side for the Lady Badgers. Nice strong kick, but the keeper does come out to punch it out. Maddie Green there for Arkadelphia, but DeQueen is able to take control. Good corner that time from Wimpy, but the DeQueen keeper really trying to refrain to call her the DeQueen beekeeper.
Mill.
You know their newspaper over there, DeQueen Bee.
Well, there you go.
No
there
joke.
You go.
Under 10 minutes to go in the first half. 2-0 Lady Leopards. Again, we are in the semifinals of the 4A South Soccer Tournament. The winner advances to Saturday afternoon's championship match at 1 p.m. here at Arkadelphia High School. The loser will be the 3 seed as Haley Nix gets that one out of there. The loser will be the 3 seed in the 4A state tournament. And with them not having a consolation game for the 2 losers of tonight's semifinal matches, they will take their regular season finish to determine who's the 3 and who's the 4. And since Arkadelphia is a 3, the only way that it could be different is if Robinson were to upset Pulaski Academy, which conventional wisdom says that's not going to happen, but I guess that's why they play.
It's May in Arkansas. Anything can happen.
Yeah. Ooh, dangerous.
Yeah, they're getting a little dangerous with the pool there.
A little bit. Lady Badgers push it ahead, but nobody is there to continue the push. We have a foul called on DeQueen. That foul is on Kenya Martinez. It'll be a kick for Arkadelphia at the, as I'll let Mary Jane bring it back out. From about 45 yards out.
Wind in her face.
50. So the defense is going to play up. Ooh. The Queen content to let their keeper get after that one. She went sliding for it and almost lost the grasp of it, but was able to control it. No harm done. Right through the middle, and Rodriguez just at the last minute is able to, or veers off to the left and controls the ball. She almost got it there between 2. As we mentioned, this is the first time Arkadelphia and DeQueen have been in the same conference in spring sports with the new AAA classification system. That DeQueen was a 5A. I believe they were a semifinalist last year. Maybe don't quote me on that, but always strong in Class 5A in soccer, and they added to the strength of Class 4A this year. And obviously in Arkadelphia's conference is in soccer, baseball, softball, basketball, track, golf, anything but football basically. And it's new when we saw that that's the way the AAA was setting things up, that it was going to be a tough road to hoe with that addition into the conference in most of the spring sports. Gabby Wimpy tries to go to the right side, loses her footing, and now DeQueen has possession at midfield. Quickly ahead to Victoriano. 2-on-1. Across, and Rebecca Warner is able to corral that one. Haley Nix with a nice challenge. Mary Jane Adame keeps it alive, but then has to go out of bounds for a Lady Leopard throw-in. Here goes Victoriano. She's going to have another opportunity at a goal. Nice job by Warner, but she can't control it. She was able to disrupt, but just couldn't quite control. And Victoriano has a hat trick, the second hat trick she's had against Arkadelphia. I have a feeling it's probably not the only 2 hat tricks she's had this season. And she gives DeQueen a 3-0 lead with 5 minutes remaining in the first half.
Well, the key to this right now is DeQueen ball control, passing the ball. Their shots on goal are just dead on.
That's the first goal other than the free kick that they've been able to have on a fast break. The other 2 came when Victoriano had the free kick from about 25 yards out. She had one that just went over the outstretched arms of Rebecca Warner, and the other one found the extreme top right corner of the net. The Mena Bearcats and DeQueen Leopards have made their way to Arkadelphia, and they'll begin getting warmed up at the end of halftime for the boys' semifinal match. It will take place around 7 o'clock. You know, last time we were here, the live stream we did was against Mena. Arkadelphia got a sweep in the girls' match and the boys' match, but that was about a couple of weeks after their boys had been at Clarksville High School when they had the soccer light pole fall on the field, and almost a tragic accident. Instead, it was just a tough one. Now Victoriano is going to have a foul called on her as she got an elbow into the back of Alexandria Gutierrez. And she'll set it there for Rebecca Warner to take. There you go. Ahead to Adame. She's going to have a chance. Nice job by Mary Jane Adame.
Off the outside of her foot, kicking it back to the right.
Nice job by Mary Jane to get Arkadelphia on the board. The senior gets the match, gets the goal. Then on the left side, I believe it was with the right foot. And
right foot, yeah, kicked it to the
outside of the
outside of her foot and got it in there.
It's about as technical as I'm going to get.
Well, I just know that if I tried to do that something would break.
So 3-1 the score now. Just over 3 minutes to go in the first half. Arkadelphia breaks the scoring streak of the Lady Leopards. Nice job by the Lady Badgers of responding. And Mary Jane Adame of putting that one through the net. Another chance. Oh, good save that time. Mary Jane fielding it. She tried to get her another one. Good save that time by the Queen keeper, Abigail Ponce. Mary Jane keeping the pressure on. It'll be Arkadelphia with a throw in. Mary Jane with a goal and then a shot on goal. Giving Arkadelphia a little bit of life here at the end of the first half.
Here we go.
Here goes another opportunity. Caroline Bennington has the ball stolen from her from behind, and DeQueen is able to get it out. And now Victoriano gets it out to the left side. That's going to be an Arkadelphia throw-in. Nice job by Gutierrez, kicking it off of the leg of the Lady Leopard. Can't tell the number. That's going to be a hand ball go to the Lady Badgers.
I almost need to argue that. She missed everything. I don't think she hit it with anything.
Yeah. Under a minute to go in the first half. Arkadelphia sure would like to get another one here in the last 45 seconds to cut this to a one-goal match. You don't want Victoriano to have any semblance of another chance in the remaining half minute. She's going to cross in front. Nice job by Gutierrez of getting it out of there. And Rebecca Warner is going to control that one, and that ought to – still 15 seconds left. Anything can happen, but that ought to be the last threat that Arkadelphia would have to stop in the first half. That is your halftime score. The Queen 3, Arkadelphia 1. The Lady Badgers trail by 2 goals. 3 goals in the first half from Sarah Victoriano. 2 on the free kick, and then 1 on
Is it a fast break?
Fast break.
Can we call it a fast
goal,
break?
Yeah. And then the Arkadelphia's goal came from Mary Jane Adame there in the last 3 minutes of the first half. It's halftime, about 10 minutes. We'll be back with the second half at halftime. Your score again, DeQueen 3, Arkadelphia 1. You're watching Arkadelphia Lady Badger Soccer in the semifinals of the 4A the 4A Conference semifinals on ArkadelphiaBadgerTV.com. We'll be back in a few minutes.
We all want our kids to grow up safe and healthy, so we show them how, and we tell them with honest conversations that let them know what we expect. That's especially important when it comes to alcohol and other drugs. Kids need to know the dangers and how to avoid them. And when it comes to pain medications, opioids, they need to know that they should never be taken without a prescription and never shared with friends or family. It's dangerous and illegal. So talk with your kids, because when you talk, they hear you.
Do allow me to learn to fight my own battles. Don't try to relive your youth through me.
Do allow me to make mistakes and learn from them.
Don't allow me to quit before I complete the activity. I need to learn perseverance.
Do support me and come to watch me play and perform and be my biggest fan regardless of the outcome.
Don't encourage me to specialize in a specific activity or sport.
Don't talk bad about my teammates and coaches.
Do teach me to respect my coaches, instructors, and officials.
Do understand that education-based activities are more about just winning and losing. They're about learning.
Oh, hey, bud.
Oh.
Where are you headed?
Just gonna hang out.
It's a school night. With Gary and Todd?
Yeah.
Not sure about those two. I've been meaning to ask you. This is tougher than I thought. Is there any drinking going on in this crowd?
No.
I hope not, because alcohol can lead you to say things and do things that you really wish you hadn't. Isn't this what you're supposed to say?
I know.
So if any of your buddies ever pressure you to take a drink, just tell them you promised your dad you wouldn't. I'd do anything to keep you safe.
Okay, I will.
I hope this is working.
I promise. Love you too, Dad.
They really do hear you.
Brian.
Yeah?
So start the conversation even before they're teenagers.
Good idea.
For tips on what to say, visit underagedrinking.samhsa.gov. A message from the Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Administration.
It is halftime here on All Care Field at Badger Stadium. The Arkadelphia Lady Badgers, you see they're catching some shade in the amphitheater, trailed the DeQueen Lady Leopards 3-1 at halftime of this 4A South Conference Tournament semifinal match. The winner will advance to Saturday's championship match at 1 o'clock here against the winner of the Joe T. Robinson Pulaski Academy match that is going on right now in Little Rock. If we hear a final score, we'll let you know. The loser of this match will not play a consolation match on Saturday. They'll wait and see the seeding for the 4A state tournament in Batesville next week. That will begin on Thursday, May 9th in Batesville at either Batesville Southside High School or Southside High School in Batesville or Lyon College or the Batesville City Park. Again, your halftime score, DeQueen 3, Arkadelphia 1. We'll be back after a couple minutes. You're watching Arkadelphia Lady Badger Soccer on ArkadelphiaBadgerTV.com.
In every family, small conversations can make a big impact. I grew up on tour with my parents. Kind of different, but we bonded over music and we talked. Honest conversations, like when my dad shared his experiences as an alcoholic. Your honesty gave me a sense of integrity that I wanted in my own life.
And I wanted you to know from someone who's been in recovery more than 30 years now that hard work is what creates success, not alcohol or other drugs, in whatever you do.
Talk, they hear you.
In Arkansas, we play by the rules. We strive to be champions.
We strive to be champions. Champions on the field and in the classroom.
We don't forget.
We don't forget
Or lose sight of what is most important.
most important.
The honor of the game.
In Arkansas,
we participate with integrity, discipline, pride, and emotion.
We respect our officials, coaches, teammates, fans, and opponents.
do you?
Do you?
If you're talking, they will hear you.
We all want our kids to grow up safe and healthy, so we show them how. And we tell them with honest conversations that let them know what we expect. Not just one time, but every chance we get. That's especially important when it comes to alcohol and other drugs. Kids not only need to know the dangers and how to avoid them, they need to hear it often from you. And when it comes to pain medications, opioids, they need to know that they should never be taken without a prescription and never shared with friends or family. It's dangerous and illegal. So talk with your kids and guide them through the challenges of growing up safe and healthy. Because when you talk, they hear you.
So talk, they hear you. You can do it if you try.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom. On the stage.
In the pool. On the field. Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends.
Yeah!
Be great.
Participate!
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 140,000 participants here in Arkansas who take part in high school sports or activities.
Do allow me to learn to fight my own battles. Don't try to relive your youth through me.
Do allow me to make mistakes and learn from them.
Don't allow me to quit before I complete the activity. I need to learn perseverance.
Do support me and come to watch me play and perform and be my biggest fan regardless of the outcome.
Don't encourage me to specialize in a specific activity or sport.
Don't talk bad about my teammates and coaches.
Do teach me to respect my coaches, instructors, and officials.
Do understand that education-based activities are more about just winning and losing. They're about learning.
Welcome back. Welcome back to Arkadelphia High School, the 4A South Conference Tournament semifinals between Arkadelphia and DeQueen. The DeQueen Lady Leopards lead 3-1 over the Arkadelphia Lady Badgers, and Chris Babb with David Maxwell. And David, we talked a little bit about it during the first half, but it's a busy time of the year. That's going to culminate. We talked about some of these seniors, and that's going to wrap up for them on May 15th on a Wednesday. Senior awards and then the Arkadelphia Promise signing ceremony. Talk about that day and how special that is. And
well,
it ends with the walkout of the senior walkout, their last time to walk out of Arkadelphia High School.
Hold on a second.
Steve Patterson makes his entrance into the broadcast with our making the announcement about the concession stand. But David, talk a little bit about that.
I believe Steve can sell anything.
That's right.
Well, on May 15th will be our seniors' last day. That's as it has been the last couple of years. We still have AP testing going on. We still have tournament play going on. We've got a lot of things going on that way, but that week is about senior awards, about seniors remembering their time together as a cohort, as a class. And then that afternoon, about 1:30, we will have the Arkadelphia Promise signing. And it's just a big pep rally to get these students out and get them ready to go out and go and do. And it's put on by the Arkadelphia Promise, and we love hosting that here with our seniors. And then after that, right as the bell's about to ring and everybody go home, we have the senior walk. And every student in the school lines the hallways. We even bring the 8th graders over from Goza Middle School, let them get involved in it. And the seniors walk out with their classmates all around them one last time, and I can assure you tears are shed, both seniors and parents. It's an awesome event. I'm glad I've been a part of it for these 10 years. It was fun to be a part of.
We are just about less than 2 weeks away from that. We
have 9 class days counting today for the senior class.
Wow, 9 class days left for the 2019 seniors at Arkadelphia High School. We wish them luck. Some of those seniors are on the field in front of us playing what they hope is not their last match on this field, but the winner of today's match will advance to the championship match on Saturday, and the loser will prepare for the 4A state tournament next week in Batesville.
And everything in Batesville is wet right now. I just got a notification that the White River was flood stage.
Yeah, it's like we talked about in the first half. I don't think it's just Batesville where everything's wet either, but we'll see. We've got to throw in too far down. They're going to bring her back out, and we'll just have to play it by ear. One of the things that they will try to, depending on field conditions, obviously if you're playing at Southside High School, Southside has turf. The Queen's going to have a scoring opportunity less than a minute into the match, the second half. That went in. I missed that one. I thought that went wide right.
Did too.
Man. That one caught me off.
Yeah,
did you see it? We got 3 of. I did too. I got through Patrick Wimpy up here videoing as well, and I think all 3 of us thought that was wide right. I saw Rebecca Warner's reaction. She was upset, and I thought she might have just been upset because she wasn't expecting it that soon, but she was upset because it went in the net. That's a tough one. You playing against a team in any sport when you're playing against a favorite and a tough team, you can't have things like that go against you. You got to get all the breaks go your way, and that is definitely not a break that went Arkadelphia's way.
And there, D-Queen's on the attack again.
I didn't even think it was this. I didn't even look to see who shot it, so I don't know who scored the goal. We're going to have a DeQueen still with possession. It'll be a.
It was number 9 that scored.
Number 9 for me. A throw.
Our spotter up here.
Patrick Wimpy. Thank you for that. Quickly ahead. Rebecca Warner controls that cross. That was Juana Guerrero. So Miss Guerrero's family back in DeQueen is watching. Your daughter scored. We just didn't think anybody
we didn't know
had.
she did.
Yeah, we didn't know she did. I heard the whistle and I heard a bunch of screaming. That was my first clue. I was like, what's going on? And it was a goal. So 4-1 the score now. That came with 39. DeQueen's going to have another chance, and that's going to be 5-1. When they come in bunches, and the first 2 minutes and 29 seconds of this second half, 2 quick goals, and DeQueen now is up by 4 goals. Seems like it's been a long time since Mary Jane Adame got that one with 3 minutes left in the first half to kind of
it sure does
stop the bleeding.
And the key to what DeQueen is just moving the ball, pinpoint passing, breakaways. He's playing good soccer.
DeQueen leads by 4. One more goal, and Arkadelphia is dangerously close to getting to the 6-goal differential, in which the time would be slashed in half. We have a foul. That was going to be on Gabby Wimpy. It'll be DeQueen with possession.
This is the first time DeQueen's taking their time.
Catch the bounce, Rebecca, and she does. A lot of times you see some of the Rebecca obviously is used to playing on turf, but sometimes if keepers and players aren't used to playing that first bounce off the turf, it can catch them off guard. But Rebecca played that one nicely and was able to control the ball. Caroline Bennington on the field for Arkadelphia. Take a look at the lineup that came out for the second half, as we're just 3 minutes and 40 seconds into it, but DeQueen's already had 2 quick ones. Mary Jane Adame, Gabby Wimpy, Ariana Gutierrez, Caroline Bennington, Lindley Lowry, Elizabeth Rodriguez, and Asia Jenkins and Faith Ocello in your screen right now. On the far side, Sumner Herkamp, defender. Be a goal kick for Arkadelphia. Just kind of glad that one got out of there without finding the back of the net. It seemed like it sat there way too long for comfort.
Bennington moving the ball down, passes the far head. Mary Jane's on a sprint.
Mary Jane sure would like to see her get to that one.
Oh.
But the keeper is out there to control it. Just a split second for Mary Jane being able to get that one past the keeper, and that would have been another chance for Arkadelphia. Here we go again. Caroline Bennington controls it going in, but she looked for Gutierrez, but it was stolen away by Quadra. Olivia Dixon with a little chicken wing check. Spotter up here is Patrick Wimpy from his native Iowa. Has kind of seen that on the ice a few times.
Pond hockey. That's what this is right now.
That was a move from the pond. If there had been the boards over there, she would have checked her right into the boards. Arena soccer, she's flipping over. Jenkins does a nice job of keeping it in on the far sideline, but DeQueen once again with it. Gets it to the middle of the field. A little plinko there.
Got a handball.
Go to the Lady Badgers. Rebecca Warner will come out and take the kick. Faith Ocello challenged and tried to get it out and finally gets it up to Gabby Wimpy. Quickly ahead. Gutierrez trying to catch up to it. A misplay by DeQueen, but the defender does a nice job of shielding Gutierrez for the keeper to get it. Now, if Bennington can control this one, they might have another chance at an opportunity. It's back to Dixon to set up. Throw in for the Lady Badgers. Going to have a couple of substitutes into the game for Arkadelphia. Haley Nix will come in along with Alexandria Gutierrez. Jogging off will be Sumner Herkamp and Elizabeth Rodriguez. .32 minutes to go in the second half. DeQueen scored 2 goals in the first. I think it was a minute and a half, if not 2 minutes, 2 minutes at the most, to take command of this one. They're not content, though. They're going to try to continue applying pressure.
Getting there, Mary Jane.
Mary Jane with a nice one-on-one battle with Daniela Salazar.
Good stop by Faith.
The Arkadelphia possession on the throw-in. Nice job by Mary Jane. Mary Jane Adami, one of those seniors, played volleyball, played basketball, played soccer, always playing something. Great in the classroom, great personality. Just one of those that one of several students that we have at Arkadelphia High School that really exemplify what you want a student athlete to be as far as on the field, in the classroom,
and she was able to handle all that, budget her time, take care of her business in the classroom, plus all the sports she was playing.
Yep. She really doesn't have an off season because after soccer season, normally she
straight back
into
the volleyball
program, start in the summer. Coach Klein and the basketball are working some in the summer. She goes from volleyball season straight to basketball season, mix in a little soccer practice towards the end of basketball season to kind of get ready for the season, and then she's into soccer. So we do have a handful of 3-sport athletes, but we don't have very many. Oh, Haley Nix is another one since she's playing soccer this year. We don't have a ton who do all 3, but those are 2 of them right there. Nice job by Lindley Lowry of stopping that one, but she's involved in those 3 activities. We have a lot of students in our school that are involved in multiple activities, whether they may be multiple extracurricular activities, whether they may be band or ROTC or spirit squads or even inside the band, color guard, any of those things. We have a lot of students, and it was evident last week when you look at the Quiz Bowl state championship team that every one of those students was either on the state championship football team or in the state championship band. And I know that's one thing that in being at the high school for 7 or 8 years that you and the rest of the administration and coaches and leaders pride themselves on as far as the inclusion and the many activities that students are included
multi-sport.
in.
We don't have a lot of kids who are trying to specialize at this age. And, you know, the more kids you get in uniform, the better off you are.
Yep. I was one of those that played, I was on the team for multiple sports. I used to write a column. It was called The End of the Bench because that's where I spent most of my time on the basketball team in high school. I did get one start my senior year because the coach started the seniors at least one time every year. But enjoyed the opportunity, even though I didn't play much, enjoyed the opportunity and just the chance. And that's what kids like Mary Jane have gotten everything out of their high school careers and all the different activities she's been involved in. And having been around her mostly in basketball is where I was mostly around her. She had to play an undersized forward and post a lot of times. And, we knew that Mary Jane was just going to get after it and do what she had to do.
Yeah, great defensive player in basketball. And that's what she really did this year. She was big on the defensive end.
Yeah. She does have the one goal. This is not the Mary Jane Adame show. We won't talk about everybody, but she does have the one goal for Arkadelphia. That came in the last 3 minutes of the first half. Gabby Wimpy does a nice job of getting the ball around to Caroline Bennington, but then her advance forward is knocked off the backside of Quadra. And DeQueen has the ball again. The seniors on this Lady Badger soccer team, Daphne Alonzo, Faith Ocello, Mary Jane Adame, Sumner Herkamp, and Cielo Castro. Those are all the seniors on this team. So it is a young team. You look out there now, it is a young team. Most of these ladies will be coming back. A lot of juniors on this team that will now have sophomores and juniors that have a couple of years of state tournament experience under their belts as they come back in 2020. Does that sound odd to say next year is 2020? I'm only 41, and it sounds odd to me. I can't imagine what it.
Easy now, easy. Yeah, Y2K was just the other day.
Yeah, and those computers still hadn't stopped working. She was really taking her time and surveying the field on that throw, and now we're going to have a corner, and that's probably what DeQueen was trying to set up. Unfortunately for the Badger boys soccer team, their season came to an end Monday night in Little Rock in the first round of the conference tournament, a 2-0 loss to Robinson. Badger started off with a 6-0 record, ran into some hiccups in the middle of the season. That's a nice corner right there. That's going to go all the way through. Who's going to have a chance, and it's going to be a goal kick for Arkadelphia. Coach Patterson and his team had a nice season. I know that did not end the way they were hoping it would. The Lady Badgers are on the rough end of a 5-1 match here, but their season is not over as the winners of the first round matches of the 4A South Conference Tournament qualify for next week's state tournament. We have an offside call on Arkadelphia. It took a while for the center ref to see the signal, but you can see there in the bottom right of your screen, the flag was up. Don't know the matchups for next week yet. Taking a look at the situation, if the Lady Badgers do end up being the third seed, they would play Thursday morning at either 9 or 10 o'clock in Batesville. If they end up being the 4 seed, it would be a different time, but that would, the only way that's going to happen is if Joe T. Robinson defeats Pulaski Academy in the match that's going on right now. PA 18-1 on the season. Gutierrez pushes it ahead. Queen quickly back the other way. You know, David, to use the football cliche, you know, the maxims, the General Nealon's maxims, that's obviously used a lot and repeated a lot in football games, but it applies in any sport. If you, one of those maxims, put on more steam, and the Queen has done that. They've not
let up.
Not let up, and that's what you got to do. And that's they're 14-2 for a reason. It's talent, and you keep playing.
Intensity,
yep.
Keep playing, effort. All those things are there.
I'll let the keeper run out. That ball may not go. That trickles out of bounds on the end line. And it'll be a goal kick for the Lady Leopards. See if we can't try to pull up the soccer bracket while we're. Might be tough to pull up the soccer bracket and run the camera at the same time.
Well, I'm no good for talking, I can tell you that.
Madame tries to get something to happen, but Quadra is there. It is going to be a Lady Badger throw-in, and that's going to be Olivia Dixon. We're going to have a sub on the field. Into the match will be Elizabeth Rodriguez. She will replace Caroline Bennington. The 4A Girls State Soccer, if you go to the AAA website and try to get the soccer on the soccer page and click the 4A link, it's going to say for 2019 Soccer Girls State Tournament. It says 4A location Harrison. That's not true. It is in Batesville. Then it does say 4 lines below, tournament site Southside Batesville High School. But the first round matches will be on Thursday, May 9th. Obviously, in this last few weeks, we've got to say weather permitting. They will play. Asia Jenkins flicks it ahead, and that is an easy save. That's going to go down stat-wise for a save for the keeper, but not real challenging on that one. They will play, and as long as the fields can hold it, they will play in rain. Obviously not in thunder or lightning. So with it being a couple hours, 2.5 hours away, that's always a tricky thing to know whether to go or not, or go or stay and play with the weather. And you know, if you remember the state baseball tournament in 2015 when Arkadelphia, it was in Gosnell, and
we stayed in a hotel room for 3 days.
Brought them home, and then something's had to go back. It was a miserable time. Thankfully, Batesville is not that far, as the Queen's going to have a corner. But it is Thursday, Friday, Saturday. There's another goal, finds the back of the net for the DeQueen Lady Leopards and make it 6-1 in favor of the Queen. So if the match in Little Rock goes as expected, the Lady Badgers would be the 3rd seed from the South, and they would play at 9 a.m. Thursday morning against the 2nd seed from the East. If for some reason Arkadelphia is to be the 4th seed from the South, meaning that Joe T. Robinson defeat Pulaski Academy right now, they would be the 4th seed, and they would play Thursday evening at 5 o'clock.
I like that
against
better.
The 1st seed from the East. Now, I don't know the standings in any of the other regions, but conferences. But we will post on the Badger Athletics Facebook page and get that information out when these pairings are set. So 6-1 is the score. The Queen leads by 5, and they're 1 goal from getting it to the 6-goal mark where you cut the time in half. Arkadelphia doesn't want that. New players on for Arkadelphia. Kinley Green is on the field. There she is with her sister Maddie Green. So we have 2 sets of twins on the field right now.
Okay, yeah.
No, he took one of them off.
He took one out?
He took one Gutierrez off. Alexandria Gutierrez is still out there. Maddie and Kinley Green both. Faith Ocello, Elizabeth Rodriguez, Haley Nix, Olivia Dixon. Asia Jenkins has moved up to forward. And
Yeah,
then
midfield,
she's there
yeah.
with Cielo Castro, the only other senior. We're going to have a foul called against Arkadelphia on Mary Jane. It's her fourth personal. She's got one more and she's going to foul out, or is that a couple of months ago?
That was a couple of months ago, but not real sure about these soccer rules for fouls and offsides. And
I got the offside. Sometimes the fouls are questionable, just like they are in any other sport. Any other sport. Olivia Dixon tries to get around, feeds it to Castro, but it is stolen away by the Queen's Nubia Bruadia. Maddie Green controls it, gets it to Faith Ocello out to the left side. Just under 19 minutes to go now. Subs also in for the Lady Leopards, but there's Victoriano, and now we've got a chance on the right side, but that shot attempt is going to be
Got away
well
from her.
left. Now, that one was nowhere close to the net. I could see that.
You can see that
I
one,
could
yeah.
see that one that was not going into the net. That one wasn't going to fool me like the other one did. Rebecca Warner still in goal for Arkadelphia. You can see the other keeper warming up for the Lady Badgers. Let's see Olivia get back in rhythm offensively here and get one late. It's going to be a throw in for Arkadelphia around midfield. Going to have a sub onto the field for, actually no sub. It's Arkadelphia's throw in, so she's got to sit there and wait a few minutes. Dixon gets it to Ocello. Victoriano still in the match. The offensive threat for the Lady Leopards. 17 minutes to go here in the second half, with the Lady Leopards leading 6-1. 3-0 lead after 37 minutes in the first half. Mary Jane Adame broke the scoring drought for Arkadelphia with a goal with 3 minutes left to make it 3-1. That was the halftime score. The cross, and Gutierrez, Victoriano, she can be able to head that one, just missed it. And Rebecca Warner comes out for the save. So it was 3-1 at halftime. And I believe it was 44 seconds into the second half. The mystery goal was scored by by the Queen, as it fooled all of us up here thinking that it was on the right side of the net, but it did find just the inside of the post. Made it 4-1. The Queen added a goal about a minute and a half later to make it 5-1, just 2 or 3 minutes into the second half. And then the most recent goal made it 6-1.
Number 10 is going out for the Queen.
And we are
bringing the
coming
subs
up on
in.
16 minutes to go. Victoriano and Kenya Martinez take a seat for the Queen. Asia Jenkins at forward for Arkadelphia now. Dixon. $15 minutes now remaining, almost coming up on 15 minutes left. Mary Jane Adame.
Just missing Asia.
Asia Jenkins dribbling in traffic. And the Queen is able to clear it out.
It's a delayed call.
Delayed call there. A foul's called on DeQueen. So Maddie Green will kick the ball into your screen there at the left. Get it to Faith Ocello. Oh, let me widen this thing out in case she puts it in from, 70 yards?
Yeah, go for it. We got the wind.
Just a bit short. Oh, there's another
body check.
Pond check. I may have a new term from Patrick. The
pond hockey?
The pond hockey cross check.
Into the snowbank.
Yeah, no snowbank out here tonight. We didn't get to see a snowbank one this winter after having the little snow flurry in November. I thought we might at least get something. But
that was pretty.
No.
I'm sure glad it didn't stick.
It was nothing more than a bad dandruff from a bird, flock of birds flying over. Faith Ocello, one of those seniors we mentioned. Cielo Castro also on the field. Mary Jane Adame.
That was
small
definitely a
in
pond
stature,
check.
but she got the good in. That was just outside of your camera angle, but as Rebecca Warner comes out, but Mary Jane Adame and Crystal Quadra from DeQueen met each other. Quadra, a little bit bigger in stature than Mary Jane, but Mary Jane won that battle. Asia Jenkins tries to get it in open space. Now back to Mary Jane. Mary Jane's going to have a chance to take a shot, and it's going to be wide left. It'll be a goal kick for the Lady Leopards. A couple more subs onto the field for Arkadelphia. One sub for DeQueen. Caroline Bennington and Kimberly Moreno check in for Arkadelphia. For DeQueen, looks like that is Matilda Jacobo checking in. Caroline, if she can catch up, she might have a chance, but the Queen defender does a nice job of getting a touch before Caroline does, and now the Lady Leopards have the ball, kick it off of the right leg of Maddie Green. Yeah, that's a snowbank. We're seeing a picture of, that's what, Bismarck in November. Bismarck, North Dakota. A picture of Iowa. That is a snowdrift. You could add the inches of snow, seeing a picture from a phone from Dr. Wimpy. You could add snowbanks for the last 10 years and it wouldn't get that high from here. Caroline Bennington looked to go ahead to Asia Jenkins. Back to Caroline. 11 minutes and 20 seconds remaining. Checking into the game now for Arkadelphia. Looks like Daphne Alonso will check in. Final senior on this. Actually, it'll be at the next throw-in. It's a DeQueen throw-in, so Arkadelphia won't check. Well, here she comes. Well, now Daphne's going to be called back to the bench for a second. Now we have a throw-in, and substitutions can come in. DeQueen will have 4 subs into the game. Or, excuse me, 3 subs into the match. Daphne Alonso will come on for Arkadelphia. The final senior of the 5. So on the field, the seniors on the field right now are Cielo Castro and Daphne Alonso, along with Faith Ocello, Sumner Herkamp,
and Mary Jane.
Still out there as well. Little handball there. Caroline Bennington with the win. You know, maybe we've seen her go from about 35 yards. This is from 45. Probably a little bit too stout, but the keeper is looking right into the wind, and Caroline's going to give it a run. That's going to be wide left and short. Faith Ocello takes a tumble. Maddie Green gets it ahead to Kinley Green, goes past Green, and now Daphne Alonso is going to chase. Nice job by Quadra of controlling the ball and getting it up to her midfielder, Caroline Bennington. Put some English on that ball. Can't put that much English on a ball with the Q, can you?
Nope.
I think that's ever been said on a soccer broadcast.
Yeah, little bit of English. It's amazing what the physics of a soccer ball, the kick, and what the spin does. And
they're going to say that the keeper grabbed the ball outside of the box, so they're going to blow the whistle. And
well, you can't do that. That's just wrong.
Now he set the ball. The bad thing is he set the ball right back down on the line. So, regardless, the Lady Badgers will have a chance. Caroline too strong. He goes over the right side of the goal.
Yeah.
Under 8 minutes to go here on a beautiful Thursday evening in the loveliest river, the loveliest village in the Ouachitas.
Yeah.
Still,
you were almost right. We're almost in the river right now.
Yeah, that's true. Still a line from my friend Sam Strachner, Arkansas Tech University, was a Arkansas Tech grad, worked in their sports information office, was the sports information director at Henderson for a year, and he does all the radio for Arkansas Tech, football, basketball, some baseball, and start his broadcast by saying he's broadcasting from the loveliest village in the Ouachitas, or on the Ouachita. I'm not going to try to say it again. I've watched it twice.
Yeah, you usually let that one go.
Yeah, let Sam have that one. I like that college student who tried to use the boom goes the dynamite. If it had been anything that could have gone viral back in the early 90s, he would have. 7 minutes to go. Shot attempt is going to be wide left for DeQueen. It'll be a goal kick for Arkadelphia, and we're going to have 2 subs in for the DeQueen Lady Leopards. Trying to get the attention of Steve Patterson to come up and join us for the last 6 minutes. Whistle blew, and so Rebecca will try the goal kick again. Header from Victoriano. That's not 10, is it?
Yep, she's back in the game. Coach,
put her back on your bench and save her for Saturday. You hate for something to happen. 5.5 minutes left. Will be a goal kick now for the Lady Leopards.
Corner kick.
What did I say? Goal kick?
You said goal kick. Man, I got terminology right.
I was just seeing if you were listening.
Looky here.
I was going to see it if you were listening, one, if you knew what I was talking about, two, to correct me. You did both. And get out there. There's the shot.
And there's the number 6.
And
there's number 7.
Is the 7. So now's the fun time. when you got to figure out how to split some of these in half. 233 is what I guess actually it says 509 on the stadium, so I bet they go to 234. We'll see if I'm right. I ain't got anywhere yet. $235. I was 1 second off.
That's pretty good math.
235 is what 230 will work. I put 230 on the clock and we'll roll with it. Yeah, I'm not just a pretty face there, Mr. Maxwell.
There you go.
So just under 2.5 minutes to go. 7-1 now the score. The DeQueen Lady Leopards will advance to the championship match in the 4A South Girls Conference Tournament. Saturday afternoon at 1 o'clock here on All Care Field at Badger Stadium. They will play the winner of the Pulaski Academy Joe T. Robinson match. Pulaski Academy came into the match as today is the only team that had beaten DeQueen. They are the 1 seed. Joe T. Robinson, the 4 seed. So most likely it will be Pulaski Academy and DeQueen unless Robinson comes up with the upset. Said it before, but if it's the case that Pulaski Academy wins, Arkadelphia will be the 3 seed in the 4A state tournament next week, and we'll play next Thursday at 9 a.m. in Batesville.
Weather permitting.
There you go. There you go.
Green making a run down the right side.
Kinley Green gets a faint shot attempt off. It was wide right. Under a minute to go in this one. Daphne Alonso trying to reverse the field to the middle. Chloe Smith into the game for Arkadelphia along with Savannah Beard Miller. And Caroline Bennington with a shot to the right. And that'll probably be the last
right on her.
attempt. As we have 20 seconds to go in this one, and that is going to be your final score. DeQueen 7, Arkadelphia 1. And the Lady Badgers will have exactly 1 week to rest up, prepare, and get ready for the 4A state tournament. That'll be next Thursday in Batesville. Well, Mr. Maxwell, it was fun. Thanks for joining us up here. Your final score again, DeQueen 7, Arkadelphia 1. The Lady Badgers will await their time, date, and opponent next week at the 4A state tournament in Batesville, Arkansas. For David Maxwell, this is Chris Babb. Thanks for watching Arkadelphia Lady Badgers Soccer on ArkadelphiaBadgerTV.com. Good night, everybody.